Hey, afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? It's the Fair Catch Sports Show. Excuse me. Uh, Once again, I'm Julius. There's Elise right there.
What?
Yep. Today on our 12th episode. Wow, this is crazy.
Oh, oh, we're getting up there. Sooner
I
or later,
know.
we're gonna be at like 30.
Yep. I'm like, man, where did the time go? So
Exactly.
we'll got plenty more weeks to go before the football officially starts,
Oh man,
OTAs and all that. But we'll talk a little bit about all that stuff and
I'm
some stuff
excited.
that we didn't get a chance to get to last week. We'll get to today.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have nobody on today. I mean, we won't have nobody on today, but yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about as the banner says, some of y'all seen rookie minicamp, OTAs. We'll talk about some stuff that we did. Like I said, we didn't get to talk about last week. Like we didn't get to talk about DJ Moore and the video that came out, like what he said about the on-field chemistry, all that good stuff. But yeah, oh yeah, I'm gonna be wearing
Yeah,
that jersey a lot this year.
for
So
the occasion.
yep,
The,
it's gonna be him and Walter pretty much
yes,
all year. I'm not getting.
Walter too. Yeah, I'll be
I might
wearing.
get a JJ jersey. I don't know. Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
still
My
trying to
my
determine.
brother my brother was like, when you getting your Caleb Williams jersey? I'm like, eventually.
Not this year. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not getting it this year. I'll wait. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm gonna get it this year. I haven't ordered it yet. I'll probably
Yeah,
order it tomorrow or something. I don't know.
yeah, appreciate that,
I
Bradley.
kind of
Yeah.
want the
I'm like,
orange one though, so it's like I haven't seen that one. So
yeah, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait if nothing gets. Not like I don't feel like he's not gonna be good or anything. It's just I'm just gonna wait, man. I'm just gonna wait
yeah,
a little. Plus, I'm not the spend a lot of money on jerseys type. You know what I'm saying? So it is
no, I
what
get that. I get that.
you know what I'm saying. Like there's people that buy jerseys as soon as the player gets selected. I'm like, uh, no, mm-mm. No, no thanks. But yeah, but anyways, that's cool. Like I said, with the jerseys we've been wearing, at least got a bunch of jerseys. She definitely
I
got.
do. Well, a lot of mine are gifts though. See, that's the thing. A lot of mine are gifts. Like most of my jerseys, I think the only one I've ever bought was hey, um, the only one I ever bought was my Mahomes one.
Hmm.
That was it. All
Yeah.
the rest have been gifts. So
Let's see.
anyone who's like, "I'll get you a jersey," I'm not gonna pass it up.
I think
So
I bought. I think I bought Justin. I think
mine
I
was a
bought
gift.
Justin, and then I got DJ, I believe, for Father's Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
So the only one I've bought, and I have a lot of jerseys, so
yeah,
the fact that I've only bought one is impressive.
yeah. Walter was a gift from somebody a long time ago, and then
My Walter one's a
I
gift.
brought. Yeah, I brought Oler. I bought Erlacher, and then my Khalil Mack. My wife bought me that. So yeah. So it is what it is. But yeah, moving on. You know what I'm saying? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Obviously, this
Mhm.
weekend for those of us that were on Twitter, it was crazy with the rap battle.
Oh, that was insane.
Insane.
Kendrick cooked Drake. That was.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm
man,
sorry, Drake be trying it, but he's just not. It's not even
I'm telling
close.
you, like, Drake is me and my sons were talking about this. And sorry, y'all know we talking about music, but hey, uh, Drake is a great artist, top 5 artist of all time. You know what I'm saying? There's no denying that, in my opinion. But it's like I was telling my son, I was like, the difference that between Drake and Kendrick for me, and I love Drake. I listen to Drake way more than I listen to Kendrick. It's not that I don't like Kendrick like that, but it just I like listening to Drake a little bit more. But Drake is a top 5 artist, but he's not top 10 rapper. But
Mm,
to me, Kendrick is top 10 artist and rapper. Easily.
right.
It's not even up for debate. Like I ain't. It's not even a question. You know what I'm saying? So
Like I listened to all of them, right? Like Drake's have just been so mid to me. Like to me, like I listen to them and I'll be like, they're so mid. And like then you hear Kendrick's and you're like, this man is just spitting every time he
yo,
drops.
it's funny because I hadn't really listened to Kendrick's albums all the way through, and then that Mr. Morale came out, and I listened to that. I was like, this dude is amazing. This dude is amazing. I was like, you know what? That album was man. It was great, man. Yeah.
I'm not into like Drake or Kendrick, but my brother is, so like he been keeping me up. with like all the rap stuff and all that.
Yeah,
So
like I said,
he
I
makes us.
prefer Drake, but I like it. It wasn't that I didn't like Kendrick. It's just he was different. You know what I'm saying? But both of them was great. But
I'm
you know,
with you though. Drake is more singing for me, like
yeah,
how
yeah, feel good
stuff
type stuff.
like
But
the stuff
Kendrick
I
makes
came
sense.
that came out when I was in middle school. Yeah, that stuff
Mm,
hit with Drake.
yeah, but nah, yeah, Kendrick did his thing. I mean, Drake. I didn't like his reply last night. Like it just sounded like
No,
a dude that can see. I'm sure you saw my tweet, but in my
yeah,
mind, he could see it. And people like, oh, he cooked Kendrick. How? He didn't show
he
no
really
evidence.
did though.
Like
He,
he didn't show no evidence. He just said, "Oh, we fed you lies." Really? It
right,
took you a day to say that?
and he
Come on,
was talking
dog.
about how he wasn't doing X, Y, and Z. I'm like the way he
Yeah,
name dropped Millie Bobby Brown is crazy, dog.
yeah, um, yeah. Me and you gonna talk
I was
all
like,
night.
yo,
That's just like that. Oh my god, bro.
I like you trying to confess something, Drake?
Right, exactly. Like nobody said her name. Why you like? See,
Nobody brought her up.
mm, y'all, man. Tell y'all, hey, I think differently now. I'm trying to. You'll see. It's crazy. But anyways, as we got off on that tangent real quick, we just had to throw that out there. And yeah,
Right.
stop. Yeah, y'all stop giving these celebrities graces and all that. Like thinking that what they say is the word of God. Like it is not, man. Y'all stop doing it. Man. Stop putting these people above even yourself, man. They
Exactly.
just like you, man. Remember that. You just as good as they are. They just have a particular talent that may be better than yours.
You're
They know
right.
who you
That's
are, man.
all.
For real. Anyways, Bears rookie minicamp.
Yes.
Well, we saw. I'm sure you saw it because it was all over. It was all over Twitter. Caleb, Tevin Jenkins, I think, DJ Moore. Who else was there?
Travis
Cole
Coleman
Kmet.
and Cole Komet.
Yeah, yeah. So all of them was at the
Oh,
Cubs
and
game.
Roshan.
Yeah,
Roshan.
Roshan was there too. Yeah, yeah. Roshan was there. And Caleb's
They
dad
was
was
at the
there. He's in
Cubs
the
game.
background.
Yeah, they was
Super
at the Cubs
brothers.
game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was good, man. It was good to see that. I didn't even know it because,
Team bonding.
yeah, I didn't even know because I was at the so they had this food truck festival in out here by us, and we were at that, and then I just happened to go on Twitter, and I'm like, what is everybody talking about? Then I saw them Caleb, and I was like, oh, okay, yep,
I saw it from Greg Bragg. Shout out to Greg Braggs. But
mm-hmm.
I saw his post first, and then I was like, oh, they all at the Cubs game, huh?
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's cool, man. He definitely bring a lot of energy to the city, man.
mhm.
I'm happy for that. Like we talked about last week, and you even talked about on TV show. Like he he has a lot of energy that I do like. I like that. It fits right in with uh, because like I said, we either real chill or we real energetic. So he kind of, what I'm saying, he fits with both dynamics that are here. So it's like I think that a lot of people like that he has that all that energy and stuff. So that's really good for him, And hey, it seems to be working out so far. DJ Moore and him been hanging out a lot lately, so that's something to keep
That's
around
what
with.
you need. That's what you need. Got to get that
Mhm.
chemistry going.
It
So
seems like the one thing I've noticed is like DJ, for him to be quiet, like everybody says, he sure get along with a lot of people on the team.
that's who he is by nature. Like DJ Moore could win over anybody. That's why he got captain last year. Like, yeah, he's quiet, but like everyone likes him, so they
Yeah,
just gravitate towards him.
I like that. I like that. He's a leader. He don't have to, like he said, I don't lead with talking. I'm not rah rah. I lead by example. All
Right.
that. People just seem to gravitate to him. You know what I'm saying? Because your positivity, a lot of people gravitate to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, but yeah. So in mini camp is this week. If I'm not mistaken, the 9th and the 10th,
Oh,
10th and 11th, 10th and
believe
11th,
so. Believe so.
10th and 11th. I think it's 10th and 11th. I could be saying
10th
it.
and 11, I believe so.
Yeah, the 10th and 11th. So what do you think? You got any expectations? Anything?
Just go out there, have fun. Can't wait to see the guys in their little Bears helmets and uniforms for the first time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all the things.
I'm
They'll
interested to see where Karan's gonna line up.
Karan, I think they put him at left. I think they're gonna put him at left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's his natural spot. He could probably play right too. He could play guard. Like
Mm-hmm.
his arms are a little long for me to see him at guard, but I mean, I guess. But I think he plays left this weekend or during camp and stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely need to see a video of Caleb and Rome throwing passes to each other. If I don't see at least one, I'm gonna cry.
How you know
So
that? How you know that's gonna happen? That's the first
I need
time
at
you
least
throw to
one.
him, it's gonna be all
E-
over, and everybody gonna
Even if
retweet
it's
it.
a drill like setting, even if it's just a drill like setting, I need at least one.
What's
So,
going on, Dante? What's up, man?
hey
Yeah,
Dante,
they gonna the first throw he throws to Rome, they gonna replay that.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
screaming, bro. I'll be like,
yeah,
there it is,
they
there
gonna
it
be
is.
that's gonna be
The
all over.
prophecy is
People gonna be like,
fulfilled.
man, see, it already works. Like it's mini
The
camp. They
prophecy
really
is
get the
fulfilled,
other.
even though they're not getting touched, right? That type of thing. So
Yeah, they're not. We're not really. Hey,
they
what's
don't
going
even
on,
really
man?
have pads on either. They'll just have like their little jerseys on, their
Yeah,
short stuff, and then their helmets. But that's about it. They're not gonna be wearing real pads or nothing.
yeah,
But
because they can't even do no hitting really till training camp,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can't really hit anyway. So
and they can't even really hit then.
that's why it's just to get a feel for like your first like camp and stuff, right? It's like
Mhm.
get a feel of your new environment and all the things.
Yeah,
Like that's all really. Get to know the guys, all the things.
yeah, because at the end of this month, they got the not the mandatory, but
But
no,
voluntary,
yeah,
and that's when the
yeah.
rookies can join the vets. Is like March.
Mhm.
I mean not March, May. I think it's May 21st. Is
Yeah,
when
it's the oh, I had it earlier.
it's when
It's
rookies can first join the vets. I think is May 21st.
yeah. Let
I
me see. Bring it up again. I
believe
had it.
it's May.
So OTAs take place May 20th through 21st, the 23rd,
23rd.
28th through 29th, and May 31st. And then
Yeah.
their
May
first,
June.
hmm?
Some mandatory is June
Then they
3rd.
got the mandatory is June 4th through 6th.
4th.
Then they come back to training camp mid-July.
Yep.
So,
So yeah, I mean it's picking up here actually pretty quick. So yeah, that
mhm.
first day, May 20th, is when rookies can join the vets at
Yeah, the
OTA.
vets, yeah, they can, yeah. So it's gonna be
They'll have-
interesting, man.
yeah, so they'll have mini camp this weekend, and then they'll have about a week and a half, and then they can join the rest of their teammates. So
Yeah,
that'll
so
be
we'll get a chance to, they'll get a chance to look at some of the undrafted free agents and stuff
mm-hmm.
like that. Like you talked about the message we Keith Randolph Jr. That's his name.
Yes,
That's
Keith
interesting.
Randolph Jr. I'll be looking out for him. Be looking out for Austin Reed, the quarterback we
Hmm.
signed like right after the draft from
Yeah,
Western Kentucky.
yeah, Western
Um,
Kentucky. Yeah.
I'll be
Hmm.
keeping an eye out for him. He'll be at rookie mini camp as well. So we'll actually have two quarterbacks we can look at.
Yep.
Um, I forget the dude's name, but he's a lineman. I think his last name's Watts. Everyone's talking about him or something. He's a
Uh,
name. I think Isaiah Watts is his name. I'm forgetting his name, but
they got
uh,
the
he'll be a name to watch for offensive line. Obviously, Kieran Amegi will be watching him.
mhm.
Rome, obviously, that's easy. Austin Booker will be
Austin
in.
Booker. I want to see Austin Booker.
Uh, I don't know
I
which
want,
side be on left or right. That'll be maybe they try him at both. Maybe they play him at both. That'll be
yeah,
the name. I'm curious to see if they play him both or they just stick him at one spot. Obviously, Torrey Taylor, he's going to be the punter. So,
yeah,
you know.
he'll get some time. So yeah,
And
I'm
then
gonna do this right here.
there's this one guy we paid a bunch of money to. I think his name's Reddy Stewart. He's a
Hmm.
corner, I think. Corner or safety, one of the two. But we paid him a lot of money, so I expect him to make some sort of impact.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are just a couple of the UDFAs I'll be watching for this weekend for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good, man. They got a lot of guys. There's a guy from Howard, the running back. What's his name?
Oh yeah, that went to Howard, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at his. I just had it up. His name is Ian Wheeler.
Yeah, went to Howard.
Yep. He said. It says he was second team All MEAC as a return specialist last season. but he never took lead back duties for Howard, but did amass 443 yards, 8 touchdowns on 65 carries in 2021. So it looks like he's probably gonna he might get a spot at return man because it says he's a dangerous return man. He scored 3 touchdowns, a kick return.
Is Bayless days numbered? Is this what I
I
mean?
don't know. I don't know.
Bayless, are your days numbered, bud?
Yo, yeah, it might be. It might be, man. Might be. But you know what? That's gonna be interesting.
Unless they do kickoffs and they keep Bayless at punt return or something. One of the two.
Or I wanted the Shane feel like he can unlock him. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the
other way around. It's the other way around. So if they keep Bayless at kick return and probably put that dude at punt returns, I mean, I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, I think
doesn't fumble the ball, I won't have any issues. So
I can see Bayless getting a couple opportunities on offense, though. I think he'll get a couple opportunities if he sticks around. I feel like Shane will be able to figure a way out to get him on the field better than oh boy.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't hate it. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. He could definitely make some plays. I kind of liked him his first year though. Like when we would do those end rounds.
I don't understand why they didn't use him more. They should have used him way more. Like
or that catch he had against, I think it was Buffalo Christmas Eve or something. That catch against Buffalo where it's like freezing cold.
Like he was so. And I remember I said this about Tunyon. I said while Tunyon was a letdown, big disappointment, I feel like he didn't get enough opportunities. Like
he didn't. That was the thing, right? And then that was my issue was you didn't use him enough that when Cole got hurt, Tunyon just became like this blocker. And I'm like, had you used him more early in the season, there would have been chemistry there, and you could have used him and had no issues about
we hardly ever ran 12 personnel. Like it's like, bro, you got
like, what's the point of even having
Lewis? Come on, dog.
Right. I'm like, what's even the point of having these 3 tight ends? And we ain't even running 12
personnel. We didn't use Blasting game. Like, bro, it was just like
when we did use them, we usually won. I.e. Washington. Mm-hmm. We used 12 personnel a lot in that game. We destroyed Washington.
Right.
It wasn't good, but still, like.
Right. Like you could have used those guys a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like you said, like I think, and you talked about it last week. At the end of the day, you know, we weren't gonna bring him up, but it wasn't gonna matter what the season went like.
Oh no.
It was over with. But it could have made for a better season for all of us. At least give us an opportunity to maybe see a playoff game. Like even if we didn't see playoffs, at least be to the last day. You know what I'm saying? Not having
technically we were in it till technically the end.
2 weeks left in the season? Yeah, basically 3 weeks left in the season.
Yeah. So I mean that's a proof bit for me. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, it was good though. I'm glad that we.
So I thought it was a solid season. They did about what I expected them to do anyway. So
yeah, you did say that. I was I saw the other day when I was scrolling on Twitter. Devontae Adams was talking about his boy being over there now. He's like, yeah, it's a great offense. You know, blah blah blah. He took a shot at the Bears, like, yeah, they just didn't really have the personnel over there to run it. I was just like, oh, still throwing shots. Huh?
I mean, it's the truth. I don't know what they were doing. They're like it just, I don't know. The whole season was weird for me because it was like, I felt like it could have been better. Like, Gessie had his moments where I'm like, yeah, he did really well. Like it was always the first drive, right? The first drive of the games, we'd like look pretty good. Like we'd look like an actual offense, right? But he'd never adjust. So it was like, you know, once the other team caught on, that was pretty much wraps after that. And we fell apart as a team. So
that's gonna be interesting.
Like that first drive would always result in some sort of points. So
I'm be interested to see if he's gonna be able to even adjust there. Like, cause that's something that even though you may have learned, you are who you are a lot of times, and that may be just who he is.
That's
he might
true.
be able to adjust. So he might, and we said this before. We've all said that he's had his plays, a lot of the play designs was good. Some of the play designs didn't make no sense. but majority of them pretty good. So it just
Yeah, they were. They
he just
just
was
he just
fold.
never adjusted, and that was my
Yeah,
main issue with him. Is like you gotta adjust. These teams are starting to catch on. Like
right.
it works, yeah, for like the first drive because I have no idea what the heck you're doing. But
Yeah,
like once you figure out what you're doing, it's like, bro, you gotta adjust. Like to hear people from Tampa Bay talk about like we knew exactly what play they were running. I'm just
like we knew
like
exactly what
what?
time. It's like soon as we got as soon as the penalty happened, he's like, I knew exactly what they was gonna do. He's
I
like,
was
they
like,
just did it.
dog.
They about to do it again. I was like, how
He's
could
like,
you?
they're about to
That's
run the same
insane.
play we just ran. I was like, oh my goodness, bro, no. So that
It's so
was my.
crazy. The coach didn't even have to call the defense because they already knew what they was in.
They already
Like
knew. I'm just like, bro.
nobody talked about it. It's like he knew. They knew. They didn't have. They. I don't even. I bet if we go back and watch, they probably didn't even throw a signal on there. They just said, "Hey, just line up like this. We know what they finna do." You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
come on.
how it got picked off because they knew exactly what they were gonna do.
Hmm.
Exactly. I'm just like, oh my god. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's
Like
crazy. It's,
even when we played the Broncos, Russ was like, "Oh yeah, I knew they were gonna fall apart." He's like, "All I need," he's like, "I knew
yeah,
exactly what they do."
they knew.
But
It's
when
like
they
they knew.
came out in the third quarter, he's like, "Oh yeah, I know what the defense is gonna do exactly." He's like, "All I gotta do is just find Cortland Sutton or whatever the other dude's name was, and just Jerry Judy and just go crazy." And that's exactly what happened in the second half.
I'm
I'm
glad you
just like,
said that. You just
you
reminded
can't
me
make this up, bro.
what we said we were going to talk about last week. We didn't get to Matt Eberflus. So we were talking
Oh,
about it, and I mean, we even talked about a little bit on space, like, and I brought up the scenario. I was like, what if the Bears go 9-8 or 8-9 and miss the playoffs? Is he going to stick around? And some people like, no, he gonna get fired. I'm like, I don't think they will because they're not gonna. Because if they do that, it'll be the same thing 3 times in a row that they did the same exact thing. Draft a guy, fire the guy damn near the net. You know what I'm saying? Or not 3 times in a row, but it'd be the same normal thing. Like, okay, yep, that's a new
I
guy.
mean, I agree. I agree to an extent, but I feel like if they did fire Matt Eberflus in that instance, I think they would just bump up everyone else. So like Shane become head coach, and then probably Kerry Joseph becomes your OC, and blah blah blah. Like everyone moves up a spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you wouldn't be changing the offense in that sense, or your defense in that sense, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I maybe I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. That's yeah, because it's like I don't know, man. I, I I don't know how I would feel about that, man.
Like I mean, because like I think the biggest problem was is if as long as you're just getting rid of Matt Eberflus, I think you could still be okay. Like I said, if you keep Shane and just move him up and then keep the offense the same, the plays the same, and all that, right? But if
Mm-hmm.
you fire Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles, that's where you're gonna mess up, right?
Yeah,
Because then it's probably about getting rid of the regime entirely and bringing in a whole new regime that didn't draft Caleb.
well, I think even like I think if they were going to fire him, they should have did it this off season because the
Yeah,
way it's like they're all, it's like everybody's in tune now. So I feel like if you fire Eva Flus now, you have to make sure you got the right guy to keep that same energy going. Because if you don't, it's gonna change. Like so, obviously he's the head of the snake right now. Even though Ryan Poles is above him, obviously, but he the head of the snake. He the one that got the energy. You know what I'm saying? So.
now I feel like it'll depend, right? So like I don't know. I feel like he'll get fired just because the expectations for the team
Mhm.
is high, right? Not necessarily for me, but like you look around and everyone's expecting this team to make the playoffs, right?
Right.
And so I feel like if they don't, you're keeping this okay mediocre coach,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And how are you ever going to get where you want to go if he's not the coach you don't think can take you over the hump? There's no point in keeping him, in my
Yeah.
opinion, right?
Right.
Like because if you go 8-9 or 9-8, you're talking about below or just above 500, right?
Mhm.
Which Matt Eberflus's overall record as a head coach isn't great anyway.
Right.
So
Correct. Right.
Um, you know,
But that's one of the things. Is like it's still improvement, even if it's 1 or 2
it,
wins. Like,
yeah, it's still improvement, but how much, right?
yeah,
Like, how much is that going to matter to someone like Kevin Warren or Ryan Poles, right? Like, I'm
mm-hmm,
not going to be in that room to make that decision or make that judgment, right? I mean,
mm-hmm,
I would probably stick with Matt Eberflus in that instance, but it wouldn't shock me if Kevin Warren or Ryan Poles went, hey, it just didn't work out. We
yeah,
expected better, blah, 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 and they got rid of him, right?
mm-hmm,
Because there could be a point in time where Kevin Warren just sees this and is like, I gave you this chance to build the team the way you wanted, and it didn't work. So now I'm just going to bring the guys I want in here, and we're just going to start there, right? That
right,
could
right, right.
absolutely happen too. So
Mm-hmm.
it just, I feel like it depends on what they have set as expectations. Me personally, um, just play football, have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have no expectations for Caleb at all, none.
None.
So
Zero.
people keep asking me to put numbers to it. I'm not going to do that.
Why would I do that?
I just want him to play football. In terms of the team, I guess on paper, and I put this in quotes, on paper they should make the playoffs on paper, but
Yes.
anything can
Right.
happen. Injuries happen. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
Caleb falls off or something. He gets hurt. Then you got to put Bajan in or something.
Oh my
Blah
goodness.
blah
Yep.
blah.
Man,
On
that would be
paper,
great.
they should make the playoffs. On paper, we'll
Yeah.
we'll actually see how that works out during the season. But um, on paper, they got a solid squad. Now, it means nothing until the pads come on and games are actually played. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
till
Yeah,
then,
I agree with that.
I feel like expectations at this point are just that. They're just guesses at this point because,
Yeah.
like I said, anything could happen. So we just have to let it play out. I do want to see guys like Caleb and Rome and the
Mm-hmm.
rookies and the younger guys. I want to see them play more than 5 snaps in the preseason. That would be
Me too.
absolutely nice. I feel like that was part of our problem last year. Is the starters barely played, and so we started off sluggish.
Really
I think
slow.
the starters need to play more than a half
Mm-hmm.
a series or a quarter or a series here or there. No, at least play a quarter, maybe 2 quarters,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd be satisfied with that, right? Because you're talking about playing a game that you haven't played in what, a
Months.
couple, like, months at this point. So no, you need the reps, you need the contact, all of that. So I think
Yeah.
if you played them a decent amount in the preseason as well, we won't start off as flat as we do dang near every season. So
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like I
and
just.
and and I have to say this because I know this will happen. Please, for the love of God, do not overreact to training camp.
Oh my.
There's days
You know
they
they
don't
are.
even have pads on.
They
Okay,
over.
so if
They
Caleb
overreacting right
throws
now.
3 interceptions, please don't freak out.
They
Okay,
overreacting right now. What you mean? It's gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse.
like,
We know this. We know
not
this.
freak out. If the man has a bad day, I do not care. It's camp.
Yeah. It's camp.
Okay, it's literally camp. That's what you're there for. You're there to make mistakes. You're there to learn the offense, this, that, and the third. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if he's throwing interceptions, that means our defense is really good anyway. So I'm not
Yeah.
going to complain about it.
Yep.
Number two, it's just camp. It's not
Mm-hmm.
actual games. It's not something to lose sleep over. None of that.
Yeah.
It's just camp. I have to say that because I know people will freak out. Oh my gosh, Caleb's looked terrible today. Okay, and
Right. It's just
I
who
fell
cares?
down the stairs today. Your point, like, dude, don't care.
Right.
So
All it is just hey, let's just see. I want to just see them get better each week. I don't really care.
exactly,
Like I don't. I just want to see improvement in the team each week. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Like we can. You can have your expectations if you want to, but I just feel like my expectations is more team oriented than one person or 2 people or 3, whatever.
exactly my
I don't
point. That's
care.
why,
Like you know what I'm
exactly,
saying? Like I don't need if we winning and he only throwing for I don't know 3,000 yards. I don't care. Like if our record
exactly.
is 11-6 and we going to
That's what.
playoffs, I don't give a
Isn't that what
damn
I
who
said?
you
Too?
do
I
for.
said,
I don't
hey,
care.
that man could throw for 100 yards in one game, and if it says W at the end of the game, do you think
I
I
don't
don't
care.
care?
I
I
don't
am
care.
not gonna care because we got
Cause
the
I,
W.
cause I just feel like a lot of these teams ask too much of their quarterback.
Yes.
And it's like y'all getting away from what football is. Like, yeah, you don't want to run the ball. It's like we saw it with Baltimore. Baltimore completely went away from what they normally do the whole season. They decide, nope, we gonna do this. Why?
And I'm
You had
like,
the
why?
best record in
I'm
the
like,
NFL, and you decided to change it
exactly.
up.
Remember what got you there. What got you there is what you've been doing all season. That's what and you know, maybe that's what killed Detroit. But Detroit did what they did all year. They were going
Mhm.
for it on fourth down all year. It just didn't work for them against San Francisco. But that's what they had done all year. So I can't even really get mad at them because I'm like, they did that all year.
They did.
I would get it if that was the first game they were doing that and they decided to, get risky, but that was what they were doing all year. So
And it was one of the things, and I think we talked about it during the season. Like that's one of those things where it worked so well mostly through the season. And I think we all admitted, and we talked about it plenty of times. Like, is it ever gonna bite them in the tail? And it bit them in
right.
the tail in the biggest game of the year for the Lions. It's like all them times it went right, it went the other way, and it's
It
like,
went the other way. And
can you
and
fault him for it? That's who he is, but at the same time, I think he needs to find a happy medium. I
I
get it. You
I,
want to
I
be
think what it
aggressive.
was is, to be fair, they had kicking problems last year. They
Mhm.
don't have a decent enough kicker. So
Okay.
they're still looking for that. I mean, they signed competition for Money Badger, but we'll see if that amounts to anything. I think they're really waiting on Ryan Bates from the USFL or whatever that dude's name is. That's just kicking 60 yarders out of his helmet or something. Like, I think that's who they're really waiting on. But that was part of it. Is you couldn't really trust Michael Badgley or Riley Patterson
Yeah.
to give you
Huh.
an extra point or a field goal consistently. So,
Yeah. Yeah. We know all
and
about.
when you don't trust your kicker, 9 times out of 10 that comes back to bite you. So.
I think it was a combination. I think he didn't trust his kickers, and he likes going for it on fourth down.
Yeah,
That's
he
just
does.
what he is.
A little too much for my liking. I'll be
Yeah.
like, bruh, you at the 5. Put the kicker out there.
Right.
Like,
Right. Come
this
on,
man
dog.
will be at the 5. It would be like, should I go for it? I'll be like, no.
Like go
The kicker
kick
can't
your
hit a
field goal.
19-yarder. That you have serious problems. Come on.
All right, come on, man. Just go ahead and
Just put the kicker out there, bro.
go ahead, put the kicker out
Take
there and
the points.
keep it moving. And
Take the points and keep it moving.
yeah, and but back to what we got on. I don't know how we got on Lions, but expectations is like I think that I saw a tweet the other day. This guy was like, he can't wait to see see the Bears throwing the ball all over the field. He don't care about the running game. I was just like, see, that's the problem. Like y'all is so excited about seeing the dude throw 65 times a game. Like, what is that? Like, that's
See,
stupid. That
and,
don't even
and
make no
that's
sense.
my problem.
No.
I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer. Or I'm like a hater or something, right? But I'll say, I said it last year. I'll say it again. I still don't fully trust the offensive line. I
Yeah.
don't care
Yeah.
what anyone says. You can say it was better and it was this, that, and the third. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Our offensive line didn't even play fully healthy together until what, week 8, week
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
By then, we were halfway through the season by the time the entire offensive line got healthy. Because if you remember correctly, Tevin Jacobs was the first 4 games of the season. Braxton Jones got hurt week 2 and was put on IR and missed 5 weeks.
Mhm.
And then Nate Davis missed a couple games at the
Yeah.
beginning of the year, right? Lucas Patrick and Cody Whitehair were flopping center position every other week because Cody decided to have one good game and then he would be bad. And then Lucas would go in. Lucas got hurt. Cody went back in. Blah, blah, blah. All this musical chairs at the center spot. And then when you finally settled Patrick in, that's when everyone started to come back. And then
Mhm.
that's when the offensive line started to play well. If your offensive line is constantly playing musical chairs like ours has, it
Yeah.
seems like every year, how do you expect it to be any good?
At all. You got the guys up front can't
Like,
constantly can't constantly protect nobody. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter who you got back there. Like it's
right.
just you
So
got
it's like I need the offensive line to stay healthy this season, which I have my doubts, especially with Tevin Jacobs. And I love Tevin Jacobs, but When has he ever played a full healthy season?
Never. And that's what, remember I
Exactly.
said that the other day. I was like, do you
And that's
re-sign him
why
for a long
and that's
term
why I
deal?
think he'll get paid by the Bears at the end of the season. I hate to be that again, hate to be that one, but I think that'll be the main reason why he does not get paid by the Chicago Bears.
I mean, honestly, and I'm thinking you talked about it. Would you want to pay him if he just? We all know his potential, right? We all know
Mm-hmm.
how he can be if he's healthy. But if he goes this whole season, let's say he plays every game this season, bro, that's 1 out of 4 seasons that you played. The whole more
Exactly.
than what 12 games, I think. Is that his average?
Exactly. The third, I think his average is 13. I
Let me
think
see. Let me see how many games he played. But like, would you want to pay this guy big time money and he can't? Uh,
that's
he hasn't been
no,
on the field. Like,
no, and it's going to be a good guard class next year anyway,
right?
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, his potential is great, right? But am I going to pay him all that money? He can't stay healthy when there's this guard prospect who hasn't missed a game in college and is coming out in the draft next year.
He's played in 31 games, which is an average of 11 per year.
11 games per year. So if he plays 17 this year, that'll be the first time in his 4-year career that he's played 17 games.
So he played 2 his rookie year. He
Mm-hmm.
played 11 in 22 and 11 last year.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
11.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He started. That was the game. That was the game he started. I'm sorry. He played 6 games in 21. I read that
Oh,
wrong. My apologies. He
6.
played 6 in 21, 13 in 22, and 12 in 23. So,
Mm. Yeah, because once he came back, he played fine, and then he had that concussion
hmm
during I think it was against Minnesota.
and
He
remember
got a
they
concussion
did the
against
whole splitting reps in a couple of games that he didn't
yeah,
start. So it's like,
splitting reps didn't start. So there's just a whole bunch of combinations that I don't think he'll be back. And I like Tevin Jacobs a lot because I think he's a dog. But at the same time, I would understand if Ryan Poles didn't pay him.
yeah, he gonna have
I
to.
would understand it.
He might have to, and it depends on what they do with Karan. If Karan shows that he can play guard, or if they decide, okay, well, Karan is a better tackle, and they
And
move
we put Braxton maybe, I guess.
Braxton in there, yeah, because y'all, I think one of y'all mentioned it, put Braxton on the inside because he seemed like a better fit at guard, but whatever. I mean, he might, yeah. I don't know, man. That's gonna be interesting, man. I'm glad I'm
And
gonna make that decision.
you still have Jatari Carter there, who
Mhm.
I actually like more than most people. I think he's decent. You still have him, developing on the side. So I mean, you have options, and like I said, it's a good guard class next year.
It
So
is.
there's options next year that there is a real possibility that Tevin
Mhm.
Jacobs will not be with the Bears next season. So
Yeah, yeah. It's true. It's true. So, yeah. So I
just
think,
brace yourself for that.
yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Khalil Herbert got moved before the season.
Yeah, did you see that apparently somebody who was it? What team was it? Can't remember what team it was. Some team reached out to the Bears about Khalil Herbert. So
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Khalil Herbert, they'll probably try to trade him before they cut him, right?
hmm
They'd probably try to do that first before resorting to cutting him because you eat more when you cut someone. Like you literally eat more dead money when you cut someone. You're better off trading them because you don't have to eat as much money. You still have to eat money, but not
yeah.
as much as if you cut a person. So they'll probably try to trade him.
hmm
My best guess is because they didn't use three backs last year. I don't see them using three backs again this year.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
But then
we
again,
literally had Deontay Foreman racking up DMPs, and this man would be healthy.
health, yeah,
And they would be using a two-back system of Herbert and Roshan.
didn't make sense. But then again, that man didn't play for 4 games, then both backs get hurt. It's like, oh, here comes Deontay for 3 games.
Right. And
Then he
I'm
goes,
just like,
bro.
dog, this man been sitting on the bench for how long? And we've had both our backs get hurt. Like, bro.
It
So
just
I
didn't.
don't expect them to use three backs and with them drafting Roshan and then signing DeAndre Swift, I don't know what Herbert's role is going to be. I mean, he doesn't have special teams ability either. So really, Unless they plan on using 3 backs, I'd be shocked. But
Yeah, that's going. You know what? That's going. I tell you one thing. If it's up to debate who's gonna be a star, that's gonna be a hell of a damn training camp battle. I'll tell you that right now.
uh, honestly, it's going to be the person they paid.
I agree with that. I'm saying like it'll be obviously Swift is probably gonna start because they paying him. But I'm just saying like if they really
and
if
and
they
and
let him
that's
go
the
in,
thing,
it'll be
right?
interesting.
That's the thing is with Herbert, he's not a good blocker either. Like
Nah,
at least Roshan and Swift are good blockers, so you could leave them out there to block. Like even Foreman was a better blocker than Herbert. So it's like
and Herbert can't catch like them too.
right, Herbert can't catch like a Swift or a Roshan.
He
So
might
then
be. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. What's his role gonna be?
that's true. That's true, man.
Like like because DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson could catch passes out the backfield and they could pass protect.
Mm-hmm.
Herbert can't do either of those.
No,
He's a solid back, right? Like
yeah,
he's decent, but the little stuff he can't do. So it's like, is that worth keeping around? See what I'm saying?
yeah.
When you
Exactly.
don't have to.
You don't have a lot of versatility
Yeah.
like those other two. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so that he probably is the odd man out. Honestly, I mean,
And I don't like to, I'm not a believer in people losing their jobs, but like it just makes you think about it. It's like they obviously upgraded because they obviously felt like they weren't getting enough from their running back room last year, right?
right.
And so usually when someone does that, usually you could just tell. Like when they took a punter, I knew Trenton Gill was getting cut. You knew that. Like,
Yeah,
bruh, they're not about to have a punter competition. They took this dude in the 4th round.
4th round.
They took Trenton Gill in the 7th. You knew they weren't going to have a competition.
Nah,
That was not going to happen. Kulise Waitman is there only because he kicks left-footed. So
yeah,
he's a left-footed body dude, body punter, camp body,
yeah.
right?
He just can't body. Yep.
Like it's to help the returners for people who, because there are some left-handed punters in the league or left-legged punters.
Yeah,
So you want a left-legged punter in camp. But other than that, bro, it was not a competition.
All right, he wasn't even going. There was no way he was going to beat out Taylor.
He was not going to beat out Tory Taylor.
No.
It wasn't going to happen.
They did the right thing by him because it's like even
they did the right thing.
somebody will pick him up.
Someone will definitely pick him up. People get desperate. These punters get hurt. Some punters don't even play well. He'll definitely find a stint. Trust and believe that. He will find a gig. I promise you.
He'll find a gig somewhere, and
yeah, he will.
But I can't wait to see Taylor because if anybody, you know what, that's gonna be interesting. Like, if you talking about training camp, the kicks he gonna be doing out there, it's gonna be insane.
Bro, it's like that ball gonna be flying like whoo.
Yeah, man, I was watching. I seen some of the highlights. Like, if somebody say I'm watching kicker highlights, like, bro, that dude's leg is ridiculous.
Bro, his leg is insane. His leg is insane. Like he reminds me a lot. Like he punts a lot like Matt Ariza.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Matt Ariza? Like that's why Matt Ariza went that high. Like their legs are just that insane that you're like, yeah, this dude could really do something.
Yeah, he's good, man. He's
he's good. Like, nah, bro. Like,
yeah, and it'll be good, man.
Trent Gill, because
it's gonna be games, and it's gonna be games where we gonna need him. Like, whether you believe it or not, we got the dream team out there on offense, but hey, even Kansas City when when they were cooking, they needed a punter plenty of time.
Bro, Tommy Townsend was one of the best punters in football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they let him walk in free agencies with Houston, so he's still on a good team. Damn, Houston.
Right, got a ring though.
But Matt Ariza went to Kansas City, and he's a good punter. So Kansas City ain't miss a beat.
No, because at the end of the day, you still need a punter, like I said.
So the thing with punters now is they're the holders now. It used to be the backup quarterback, but now it's the punters. They're the holders. So that special team unit all has to be on the same page. The long snapper, the holder, the kicker, and even on punt returns and kickoffs, punter, kicker, all got to be on the same page. So
yeah, he do the shit.
They all got to be on the same page. So
all the stuff Trent Gill couldn't do, like pinning them in their own territory, he can do all that.
Exactly. And so you want Tory Taylor to get that chemistry as early as possible. That's why I'm like, there was going to be no competition there. They weren't going to they weren't gonna allow that chemistry to fall behind. They need that chemistry as soon as possible. So
yeah, so the big talk that moving on to the next topic. Big talk last week or the last couple of weeks was, hey, DJ Moore and Caleb, because DJ Moore in the video basically said that they were working on his anticipate. He said anticipation is better, but they still got a ways to go. And of course, some people took what that, ran with it, and all that good stuff. Like, here y'all go trying to create something that's not there. But anyways, but one thing I did see that caused me to put this in was I saw a guy tweeting. I saw a tweet and he, read off a bunch of numbers for a bunch of people. He didn't have DJ Moore on there. And Keenan had over 100 catches. And he had Rome at 80, but no DJ Moore. And I was just like, did DJ Moore fall off a cliff? Did he go somewhere? Like, how are we going to put Rome? Don't get me wrong, Rome is good, but DJ Moore this is what people did last year. They slept
DJ
on him
Moore's better.
And
He's
you're going
better.
to say that Rome is going to come in because Rome and Caleb had his chemistry right. That don't always translate, man. That's good right now. You might be best friends off the field, but on the field, you might not be able to. It might not work.
This way, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this all is going to play out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you watch Shane Waldron's offense in Seattle, right, the ball really went to three people. Went to DK Metcalf, obviously. That's like no brainer. Tyler Lockett, duh. And Noah Fant, their tight end. I would assume something similar to that happens here, where it probably goes to DJ, Keenan Allen, and Cole Kmet, right? Your three main guys right there.
Yep.
That's going to leave an odd man out like a Rome Odunze or a what's that other dude's name from LA? Gerald Everett, right?
Gerald, yeah.
There's only one ball, people. That's the best way I can put it. There's only one ball and not enough mouths to feed in one game. So there might be games where it's all about DJ, or it's all about Keenan, or it's all about Cole, right? Or there might be a game where it's all about Rome. It's just going to depend on the week, right? Because like I said, there's only one ball. You can't feed every mouth in every game. Like, there's going to be games where someone like a Keenan Allen probably has a quiet night. And you look at the stat sheet and you're like, he only had this many yards? Yeah, because this DJ Moore over here had 150. See what I'm saying? So there's going to be nights like that. There's going to be weeks like that where some guys just ain't going to be on the depth chart or like on the stat sheet. And you're just like, who that odd man's going to be? Again, no idea. It could be anyone depending on the week, right? Because, I feel like Cole's going to have a game here or there. DJ's going to have his games. Same with Keenan Allen. You might get a Rome Odunze game here or there, right? So, and, like I said, Swift can catch stuff out the backfield. They're going to run the ball as well. So, there's just, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting how they divide it up and who's willing to make that sacrifice and take that sacrifice. So,
right, yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting, man. I just, with him to completely omit DJ, I was like,
that's crazy. Bro. That's crazy. DJ's gonna get his. DJ will get his. I guarantee you that. Promise you.
He had more yards than Keenan did, and he would have had. You just got to remember, say what you want to say about Justin, but Keenan, I mean, and I don't remember who pointed out, but somebody pointed out, but DJ Moore during the games Tyson was in, he really didn't get targeted hardly ever. Exactly. His numbers weren't that high, but when so if let's say Justin plays two more of those games, DJ Moore is over 100 catches and he's over 1,400 yards because
he probably gets
1,500 yards, like close to it. So it's like, if you think that Rome is gonna come in here and just take all of that, no, there's no way. Especially knowing
you're not gonna dethrone DJ or Keenan Allen. Yeah, he'll be the third option. Which again isn't a bad.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be the third wide receiver. I think Cole Kmet ends up the third option. Like I see, it'll just depend on the week. It'll depend on the week. These people got to sacrifice. I know that, and we'll see who's willing to do that and who's not. So
just don't be JSN because that man was mad, boy.
Bro, JSN was mad.
He is not like that, man.
That man was not happy.
He
He did not
not.
have kind words for. He did not have kind words for Shane Waldron at
No,
all.
he does not. He was like, nope. He was like, okay,
I
you
was
okay?
like, wow.
Damn, like damn,
I
you
was like,
really
wow.
big mad. You ain't get no targets. Oh, I mean, but actually he did.
Big man, bro.
But I think he just felt.
He got targeted. I think. Yeah, I
I
think
looked
he
it up.
felt
I
like
saw it.
it was enough, right? Enough targets. Because he had a decent. I felt like he had a decent rookie year.
He
Wasn't
did.
It
'Cause
wasn't
I looked,
anything flashy, but I mean,
let me
like I
see
said,
this.
there's one football.
Yeah, he had
And
63 receptions. He yeah. Let me see how many he had. He had 93 targets. Caught 63
really,
of them.
for how many? For how many yards?
628, four
Yeah.
touchdowns. Yeah, he caught 63. Yeah, he caught 63 passes, 628 yards, four touchdowns. Um,
Mm, that's not bad. But
yeah,
when you got someone like DK Metcalf, you really think they ain't gonna throw DK Metcalf the ball? Come on
yeah.
now.
DK,
Come
let
on
me
now.
see what DK had. DK
Come on
had.
now. DK Metcalf, bro, that man is getting the ball. Period.
Yeah, no,
Like what?
he had 119 targets. DK only caught 66 balls last year. That's crazy.
Really?
66 catches for 1,114 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's insane. Wow.
He got targeted that much?
119 times.
Wow.
Let's see what Tyler
Yeah.
had.
Tyler Lockett was their. I think he was their second leading receiver, like wide receiver.
He was. I'm looking at it now. He actually had. Oh wow. So he had. He got targeted. Damn, he got targeted more. He had 122 targets, 79 receptions, 894 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Damn. What about Noah Fant? Because I know he had a
Mhm.
decent. People were talking about how he had a decent season.
North Fan, let's see. North Fan had 43 targets, 32 receptions, 414 yards, no touchdowns.
Oof.
But that's, I mean, he really, let me see.
I mean,
His first year, yeah,
to
his,
be
his
fair,
second and third year, he had over 90 targets, but he's really right around like six. He had 66 his first, 66
uh-huh.
targets his first year, 63 2022, and then 43 last year. And then in between, so in 2020 and 2021, he had 93 and 90 targets uh,
Mm-hmm.
in those years. But all he's had 40 receptions, 62, 68, 50, and 32. So
Mm.
he was right around what he normally get.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, numbers might look like that. Who names you can decide if that's what you want to do. Have your fun, knock yourself out. All I know is there's going to be an odd man out, and someone is going to have to sacrifice. Not my issue. Not,
Trying to figure out what JSN crying about. Man, you had 93 targets. What did you
bruh,
do?
bruh. He didn't get enough touchdowns. You didn't know, Julie.
Like, this man, bruh, he had
Bro, this
93.
man had 93 targets his rookie
93
year. Talking
targets.
about he ain't have a good.
He ain't get it. Oh my goodness. And he
Bro,
caught
let's talk
63 for
bad smack,
600
bro.
some yards. What is this man
This man
talking
talking
about?
bad smack. You would think this man had a bad year the way he was
No,
talking.
I'm saying, like, hey, oh wow.
The way he was talking, you would think this man had a
You
bad
would
year.
think he had a horrible year. Like,
93
ain't
targets.
no looks. Bro,
As a
he had
rookie,
93
93
targets.
targets. Come
Come on.
on now.
Yeah,
Stop it.
yeah. Somebody is somebody big mad for no reason.
Someone a little big man. That's all I can say on
Big
that one.
mad for no reason. I don't know what he thought he was gonna get. Like, because
That's what I
even
said. With DK though, with DK on the team, you really thought you was getting more than DK.
that's like Tyler Boyd. Like, I understand he won all his money, but bro, your stats ain't
Right,
like
bro. Your stats ain't there because you was playing behind Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Come on now.
he
Bro,
had. Let's see what he else.
and don't get me wrong, Tyler Boyd's a good 3. He's a good 3, but dog, you expect to get wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 money. You ain't getting that.
He
You
had
weren't the wide receiver 2 on your team.
he had 98 targets with 67 receptions, 667 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Let's see what T had.
That's a solid wide receiver 3.
Tyler
Solid.
Robinson. Yeah.
Like,
T
bro,
had, oh, he only
that's why he's still
played.
free agent. That's why he's still free agent because he won't take the money
But
that
T
the
played less games, but T had 76 targets for 42 receptions, but he played less games. He had damn the same amount of yards though and 5
Right.
touchdowns.
He played less games.
And
So
then Jamar had what see. So I was like, dude, you had the
bro,
opportunity.
bro, JSN bugging, bro.
Jamar had 145 targets, 100 receptions,
Of course.
1,216 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Of course.
In
See, my point. You expect to be. Do you really think Tyler Boyd expected to be getting more targets than Jamar Chase? Come on now, like
wow.
you have to know your role here, people. Like you have to that's what I said, bruh. Rome is not about to unseat DJ Moore or Keenan Allen. Come on,
DJ
now.
Moore has had over 100 targets every year except his rookie year. And it's
Exactly.
not even, and it's
Exactly, bro. So how is he going? How is he going to dethrone DJ Moore?
no way. No.
He's not doing that. Like, come on, bro. Like, you have to know your role here, bro.
There's
Like,
no
come on.
way. I'm just looking like this. There's no way. Not his rookie
Like,
year.
DJ Moore's gonna get his. Like, what like, what are we doing here?
I think Rome is gonna. I think it'll be, and I think we talking about this other day. Year probably 2 or 3. That's when we'll see Rome's numbers.
Exactly. Like
Keenan,
right around. Yeah, exactly.
Keenan will probably be gone by then. He'll
Yeah,
be
Keenan will
retired, or
probably.
he
DJ will be
on.
at the end of his contract. So,
But
yeah.
I think, and I said this the other day. I think they bring DJ back
Of
before they bring
course.
Keenan back.
Of course.
So
Yes, he's getting
if
that extension.
if you don't see a deal get done, to me, in my opinion, if they don't get a deal done with Keenan Allen, it's because he wants a little bit more money they willing to give because they looking at we want to pay DJ in a couple of years.
Right. That's also why I don't think they'll pay Tevin Jenkins and Tevin Jenkins wants this season. Real talk of the day. I don't think they'll want to pay him, especially when they know they have DJ Moore's contract coming up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, DJ.
So,
they're not letting DJ go.
DJ's top priority, and I think that people are going to find that out real quick. So
yeah, he's not going nowhere. You gotta,
he's not going nowhere. So they'd rather let some people walk on their own and be like, "Have a nice day, have a nice career. We wish you the best. Hallelujah."
And I think they know that because DJ's not the. Like, yeah, everybody wants to get paid, but DJ's not the type like, oh yeah, you gotta pay me $30 million.
Right.
Man, no. 20. What are you making? 20? Is it 23 this year?
I think it's 23 this year.
Is it 23?
I think it's 23 this year. It's not a lot. It's not a lot.
Like 3 years, so he's making where's Sport Trade?
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. It's decent though.
His contract's actually really nice for a receiver of his caliber.
Yeah, he is making right around 20. He's making
20, yeah.
He's making 20. Oh, so DJ's he made 20 last year, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes 16 this year, then 16 next year.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. His contract is very nice for someone of his caliber. Okay? Yeah, like we should be thanking our lucky stars because what's their names just paid who was that paid their receiver all that money? He got like $23 million. Who was that?
Who are you talking about?
I forget who that was, but they got paid like $23 million annual salary. I'm like, who?
Calvin really got it. Calvin really got a ridiculous contract.
Yeah, bro. Look at what the Lions are paying Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, Calvin really got a 4-year, $92 million.
Exactly. Like that's like what we're paying DJ Moore. Technically, is ludicrous. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. Like what we're paying DJ Moore is he's actually severely underpaid for someone at his position.
So Calvin really, he got his cap number this year is good for him, $10 million.
Oh yeah,
they put all the money to sign him, all that good stuff. Next year, 28. The year after that,
see what I'm saying? Like, bro,
27.
We should be thanking our lucky stars because in 2 years we're going to have to pay him, bro, for real.
Yeah, that's something.
We're going to have to pay him for real in 2 years.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting because
because right now he's getting underpaid.
He is.
He's getting underpaid. Like in 2 years, that we don't have to worry about it for 2 years, but in 2 years we'll have to pay him. We're gonna have to open our little bread basket, our little wallets. Okay, George. We'll have to open our wallets.
They're gonna have to pay him, man. They have to
pay him in 2 years.
I think he'll still be decent, but he ain't. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna pay Keenan because they know they gotta pay DJ.
No, yeah,
DJ's
that's what
younger, way younger.
And I don't think it'll be overly absurd, right? I think he gets like 25 million, maybe 20 to 25 million. I think will be around his next contract annually. which
So,
that's about what he should be getting paid right now anyway. So I
so the
mean,
Lions are good for this year and next year with Amon Ra, because this year
yeah,
he got the signing bonus. I'm sure
yeah, signing
he's
bonus.
getting 4 point. He's getting 4.8 this year. Then he'll get almost 14 next season. Year after that, 33. Year after that, 28, 9, and then 28, then 26 and 2028. Yeah, so in 26, that's when his number goes way.
Bro, him and Panay's is gonna go up after 26.
But they can actually, it's crazy because
But they could back out of it or something. I think they were saying.
I'm looking at the dead money. If they cut him pre-June 1st and 26, they save 23 million, and they'll
Exactly.
have 9 million in dead money. So they can't cut him the next 2 years. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna get cut,
but they can get out of that contract. Yep.
out of 2 years, after these 2 years, yeah, after these next 2 years,
They
can
can
get out of
get out of that if they
it.
wanted.
I mean, it'll be a nice little dead cap for
9 million. 9 million. That seems like a lot, but it's really not considering you're going to be saving 23 million, right?
Yeah, that's
like that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like that was a smart contract they did. They did the same thing for Panay. They can always get out of it if they need to. I don't think they'll need to, but if they needed to, they'll be able to and not have to eat as much dead money. Unlike the Broncos. Any day I get to laugh at the Broncos for having to pay that man $38 million. I'm going to
$38 million not to play on their team this year.
I don't know what the Broncos are doing. Wow.
What in the what?
I'm like, dog. I'm like, y'all realize Russell Wilson's playing for $1.2 million this year because he's getting paid $38 million. Bro, literally, the Broncos are paying this man $38 million not to play for the Broncos.
So they got Zach Wilson and who? Bo Nix, right?
No, Zach Wilson, Jared Stidham, Bo Nix, and somebody else. They got like 4 quarterbacks on that. They're paying all of them plus Russell Wilson.
They should have just kept Russell and then drafted Bo Nix.
Bro,
like, that is the dumbest thing.
They paid all 4 of their quarterbacks plus Russ.
They should have just kept Russ, drafted Bo Nix, and then after this year cut Russ.
They couldn't keep Russ. They couldn't keep Russ. Sean Payton couldn't stand that dude, man.
Nah, stupid, bro. Like,
if you watch that Detroit versus Broncos game, Sean Payton couldn't bear to see that man. Bro, literally that man was like, I'll pay you to just lead this team.
Right now.
He said just go.
If they don't,
I can't even
look like stinky doodoo this year to next year. I'm with Dan. Like,
I'm not even gonna lie. Russ didn't even look that bad. Like, statistically, if you look at the numbers, he actually wasn't even that bad. I just think it didn't work with him and Sean Payton. Because Sean Payton, that's not his kind of quarterback. The period point blank.
If you really think about it, like, and Dan talked about this, he really only had one guy that was really his guy. Exactly. And he just happened to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Everybody else, he ain't really. He couldn't make Taysom Hill work.
Nope.
Obviously, he didn't like Russell Wilson. A couple other guys, I just can't think of them right now.
I mean, someone put up
success.
Someone crazy put up a stat of the quarterbacks he had after Drew Brees, and I mean they had decent seasons, but I'm like they weren't what Sean Payton wanted, right? Because a lot of them, I'm like these are actually decent numbers per se. Like Russ didn't play terrible. He had 26 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. That's not terrible. That was actually more touchdown passes than Patrick Mahomes last season. That's really what that, bro. And they beat the Chiefs last season. It's not like Russ played terrible. I feel like that notion if he played terrible is getting blown out of proportion because he didn't play terrible. Sean Payton just couldn't stand him. That's really
there were games that he struggled, but overall, if you look at it, I don't think he was as bad as they made it seem.
Yeah, he wasn't. Sean Payton hated him. Sean Payton couldn't stand him.
Yeah, I just think it started with the coach.
Yeah, Sean Payton was like, bro, I'll pay you to leave.
Right. The coach didn't want him there, and his attitude wore on the players. You could tell. They didn't want to play for that.
Bro, they couldn't stand that dude either. Because when I saw Garrett Bowles over there attacking that man, I was dying laughing. But I saw the video for that, and I was like, bro, you pissed off Garrett Bowles? That dude never gets mad, bro. Ever. Like, Garrett Bowles never gets that mad.
Yeah. Shout out to Danikin because he can't stand Sean Payton. And he being on the Sean Payton is not good train. And I'm starting to see what he's talking about.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, Russ about to get the laugh against Denver Sunday night.
Are they playing Sunday night?
I'm pretty sure that'll be the first game of the season. First Sunday night game.
That would be insane.
Bro, I will be laughing if Russ gets the last laugh on Sean Payton.
You know what would be crazier? If they destroy them on Sunday. Like, not even just barely.
I will be laughing at Sean Payton. I'll be like, that's what you get.
Dummy. You big dummy.
I'll be like, give me vintage Russ where he throws for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and you have no answer for that, man.
Yeah, I got a homeboy.
I enjoyed it as a kid. That was my dog as a kid.
My homeboy, he was I was like, man, what's up with Denver? You know, what's up with Russ? Oh, Russ sucks, this and that. And I said some of the stuff that we had been talking about. I ain't heard from dude since. That was like 2 months ago. I said, yeah, you buying that Sean Payton smoke too? Okay. We'll find out.
I mean, I feel like they were never gonna, because Russ is interesting, right? Like Russ is like this. How do I put it? Like Russ is he commands certain things, right? Like if you ain't doing something right, he's gonna let you know about it, right?
Right.
Like that's who he is by nature. Like that, he's gonna let you know, like, hey, you ain't do this right. I'm about to like, and Sean Payton wants things exactly his way. Like if you don't run it his way, he will literally throw a fit.
Throw a fit.
It was kind of like Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, towards the end of Russ's tenure there in Seattle, if they did a play wrong, even if they scored, they'd have to do it again. Because Pete Carroll wanted it exactly done the way he wanted it done. Yeah. That's how Sean Payton is. If you don't do it his way, he's going to be mad regardless. You could score a touchdown from it. He will not care. He will be mad because you didn't run the play right. That's like, bro, I scored the points. I don't care.
Yeah, we talked about that with T. He was talking. That's old school how it used to be, and I understand, and we understand it because it's like, yeah, you practice it until you get it right. But a lot of these young men aren't built like that anymore. So
no, they're not, bro.
They like, hey man, we scored.
I'm one of those people. 7 points is 7 points. Hey, did we get 7 points? Okay then. Like no,
so, it's a different mindset. So.
You running 17 and that's why I did work out in Denver because Russ was like, bro, look, I put up points on the board. You're just mad because I ain't do it the way you wanted me to do it. And so
it makes sense if you do it a bunch of times. It creates muscle memory, but at the same time, you do it too often, guys. It's like, I don't want to do this no more, man. Like, just hurry up, dog. You're wasting my time,
bro. That Denver experience was quite the experience. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I dead will laugh though at Denver if they get destroyed Sunday night by Russell Wilson. I will laugh.
Yeah. When are they releasing the schedule, man? Any coming out?
I think it's Thursday or next week. They're trying to make it sound like next week, but I think it'll be Thursday because it's usually like the beginning of May they release it.
Schedule release. Let's see.
I think it's May 9th, which is Thursday.
Just saying signs point to regular season schedule next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I can't wait for the schedule release because the videos are usually top notch. The videos they be putting out are usually top notch.
It don't even say, it just says schedule release 2024. Like they ain't made a whole goddamn. Oh my god. I can't believe that we actually made schedule release like into something.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. The one we did last year was kind of goated.
It was.
It was kind of cool based off the bear, bro. That was kind of cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was so cool. Can we take a second though? Anthony Edwards.
Oh yes.
Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. Before we get that man
is a baller. He's a baller. Wow.
Oh, I had to read that a couple times. Coach C, you is.
What do you say?
Ignorant as hell. I had to read it because I'm like, I thought he's asking questions. Then I just said, oh, I know what he's saying. You ignorant. And I'm going to call you later because you're crazy. There's a lyric. That's Drake's lyric on the song. 21, can you do something for me? He's trolling.
It's crazy, bro.
I'm sitting there talking to you.
Is this Junior?
Yeah, that's Junior.
Hi, Junior. What a troll. Junior's such a troll, bro. I
Yeah.
actually liked this one where he had George McCaskey as
I
name.
like the George
That
McCaskey.
was
I ain't
great.
gonna lie, I like the name. Yeah, that
I
was
do too. But I like his George McCaskey one better. That
George
one was
McCaskey. Yeah,
fantastic.
that's the one I like. The George McCaskey.
That one was fantastic. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, Junior. Keep that George McCaskey one. That one was fantastic.
yeah. He get all the smoke. It's crazy.
Yeah, he got all the smoke. That one
But
was
you
fantastic.
know, and shout out to George because yeah, all the moving and shaking they doing within the organization, I like it. About time. You know,
It is about time.
that one, I forget her name. She been there like 20 something, 30 some years. Finally got a promotion. Like, bro, hello, about time. Like,
I know. I'm like, dog, I made you gracefully too, but dang, about time she got promoted.
I'm like, what was my thing? I was thinking this other day. What was Ted Phillips doing? This man was just, what was he
Bro, he
doing?
was just counting money. That's all he was doing.
I'm like, this dude did. I like the
He
way that
was,
they doing
bro.
now. It's totally
He
different.
was literally he was an accountant, and then because he knew the McCaskey, so like, oh yeah, you could be president. Why the heck not?
Really
This
did.
man's an accountant.
This man
Okay,
literally
he
did.
counts money. Like,
I'm just
no.
like, we've
And
done
then,
more hiring and firing over the
bro,
last
and
3 years
that
than this
whole
man did.
debacle with Arlington Heights. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
WTF?
He
Ted
fucked.
Phillips runs my bank account. I bet he does, Justin. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs your bank account because
Yeah,
you can't handle money. So
yeah.
doesn't surprise me at all.
They got it on lock, literally. You stupid.
Bro, that Arlington Heights fiasco is still crazy to me. He got my account on lock. I bet he does. You don't deserve to be touching your money. Period.
This whole stadium shit is ridiculous, man.
It's crazy, bro. I don't even know what they're gonna do now.
Yeah,
I really don't. Like,
pay the mob. There you go.
are they really gonna do that whole downtown thing?
They better pay the mob. They gotta pay the mob first. Yep. Ain't nothing moving without paying them. I don't care. Y'all come. Yeah, you say what you want.
that is not my issue. But like, because say you decide to stay in the city, what do you do with the Arlington Heights property?
We gonna talk. We gonna talk about that next week because somebody brought up a good question, like, or somebody made good comments, like, even though they have Arlington Heights, like that was kind of like they shouldn't. Some people say they shouldn't have bought it. Some people say they still should have bought it. But it's like, if you weren't gonna finish it, why did y'all? If Ted wasn't gonna be there for the finale, why would you let him buy that? It was stupid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they decide that design they put out a couple weeks ago for downtown is what they're gonna decide to end up doing, what is gonna happen to the Arlington Heights property? Like, because you still they're still paying for that? Aren't they still paying for that?
Yeah, they still paying for that. Yeah.
So what do you do with that?
That's a good question.
Like, is this really just one big tactic to get Arlington Heights to lower the price? Because it don't seem like that's what they're gonna do.
I mean, honestly, and like I said, we'll talk more on the next week. They'll have an easier time getting to Arlington Heights. So, do that what you will, because they ain't gonna get as much. Like they in for a fight to keep it downtown. It is. It is what it is.
What do you mean?
It's too many politics and stuff. It's a lot, man. Like we'll be here talking for hours.
Yeah, we'll probably we'll
Chicago.
have to talk about
I know I was talking about Dan about it, but we'll talk about it next week because it's just so much that you got to do. It's the reason why a lot of stuff don't get done in Chicago like it should. It's just too much BS. It is.
Yeah.
Too much. But yeah, man. But appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Next week we'll probably talk about. I'm sure it'll be a bunch of people with a bunch of highlights from Caleb throwing to Rome and all kind of crazy.
And I will be sending the clips. I will.
Yeah. We'll make sure we get them on here for those who do see them. There are people that don't see them.
Yes.
So
I'll make sure to be on the lookout. Try to get clips.
Yeah, we'll talk on the stadium because it's getting close. If they're trying to get it on the dock in Springfield, they got to do it soon. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing here?
They got to get done this month. It has to get voted on this month.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, and yeah, like it is. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. At the bottom, you can see. Make sure y'all follow us on all our ads. Please like, subscribe, and comment, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate those that have been around since day one. We
We
trying to
appreciate
do
y'all.
better. And we'll have more people on here, but like as we all know, it's kind of slow right now. So
It is kind of slow. But
just
two
talk.
weeks, 2 weeks, we get an interesting character.
Yeah, that's true. And then guess what? Those pre and post June 1st cuts will start happening.
Right.
Probably like 2 weeks. We'll start seeing people getting their name getting cut, getting
Yep.
designated.
And
They'll start
we'll,
getting
we'll
designated.
definitely talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll
Be like,
definitely
yep,
talk
that
about that.
wasn't a surprise. Another bubble name to watch. Doug Kramer. Just telling y'all.
Yep,
Another bubble name to watch.
we're gonna talk about that because
But we'll get to that. We will
he's
get to
still
all.
on the team. Yep, he's still here. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. You won't have to put that on, yeah, because I think, yeah, I got some thoughts on that one. I thought about him the other day, but yeah, thank y'all again. Tune in. We'll see y'all next week. And like I said, man, thank y'all again. All love and peace. See y'all.
Later.